Hello, welcome to Just My Thoughts. I'm your host, Khaleel Ward. And on this episode, it's a retro review. If you haven't seen my retro reviews before, I talk about old movies. In this case, an old TV show. I spoil everything because I figure everybody has watched it. I talk about what I like, what I dislike. If I watched it when I was really young, I talk about the impression I had watching it as a kid. And I just leave it to you guys to see if you enjoyed the video or the movie as well. This time around, talking about X-Men, the animated series, season one was one of my favorite cartoons growing up. So let's get into the video. Thank you for tuning in to this retro review. As I said in the intro, talking about X-Men, the animated series, season one. I watched it on Disney Plus, and I know a lot of people uh, binge watched it immediately as they when they got Disney Plus, and some people said it didn't hold up. And I just took my time, and I want to say when I was growing up, I didn't have a concept of seasons or episodes, especially with cartoons. It was just like the cartoon is on, the Saturday morning cartoon is on. I'm going to watch it. And I didn't know that this was broken up into seasons and stuff like that. I just figured they were just doing whatever they wanted. I didn't understand TV and all that. And seeing it on Disney Plus and the way they broke it down, I was surprised. The first season is only 13 episodes, and it literally jumps around all over the place. First, I want to talk about the things I don't want to say dislike, but you can tell more as an adult watching it, like the faded colors, the different cuts. Like it'll be focused on one thing and then it'll cut to something else, and when it comes back, the whole background is different. They have certain objects that are like a whole different color than the other objects, so you know that's what they're going to use, like how they do in video games when you're climbing up something. You know, like if a stone is bright orange, that's the stone you can climb on. And they do that in this show a few times where like Gambit is getting ready to grab something and it just looks completely different than everything else, or like a hidden platform looks completely different. And I didn't notice any of that as a kid. I just was happy to see the X-Men on screen doing stuff. Uh, I thought Jean's outfit was super trash. I didn't understand it. I didn't know if it was leggings. Growing up, I thought she had robot legs at first because it just her legs look really strange. It looks really weird. Her everything about Jean is strange in this show. I don't understand. Everybody else has like a cool costume, and hers just looks mechanical. Um, I noticed watching it again that they throw random mutants in the background of scenes. I don't know if they didn't have other characters, but like a couple of scenes, you see Mystique in the background or Pyro, and they're not in the episode. They don't show up until like a few episodes later, but they're just in the background. They had a image of like Ghost Rider one time, and it was just little things like that you notice. But rewatching it, I really enjoyed it. I was like, damn, this was good. I liked it first off because the people were drawn to look like adults and like real people. I know after this series, I think they did like Wolverine and the X-Men or X-Men Evolution, and that's when they started drawing characters real skinny, and I couldn't stand it. I didn't like those cartoons. Not that like the content was bad, but just the way they looked. Like watching this and then watching Spider-Man and everybody looks like a person, and then to go into the weird skinny phase that people went into drawing, I just didn't like it. But looking at them, I like the way they look. I like the characters. I like the outfits. I thought Storm was cool when she first was introduced, the way she changed her outfit. But then after a while, she kept every time she did her power, she had to give a speech and everything like that. And I think this show just went for it. Think about it: 13 episodes, season one, and we get a character death in like the first two episodes with Morph. I didn't even know who Morph was, but he dies. Beast gets captured. What else did we get? We got Magneto. His entrance was dope. We got Apocalypse. We got the Four Horsemen. We got Bishop. We got Master Mode. The Sentinels look cool. I really enjoyed the Sentinels, especially compared to the movies. I thought the Sentinels were cool. Even when they spoke a little bit, they were pretty funny. Who we got like we got so many different villains. We got the Juggernaut, we got Colossus, we got all these different people. They were like throwing the kitchen sink at everybody in this first season. Like it was just jumping all around, just trying to get everybody hooked. And like they'll talk about something like episode 3, and then in episode 6 they'd be like previously on X-Men and talking about the thing that happened in episode 3. Like we got the Morlocks. Like it was it was all over the place, but it was so good to see just the different characters they were introducing, the different storyline. You know, you had Bishop come back from the future, so it was more focused on Bishop, Gambit, and Wolverine. You had the Morlocks where it was Cyclops and Jean, but then Storm stepped up. You had Rogue not wanting to be a mutant, so it was more focused on her, and then Apocalypse, and then Mystique. It was just like everybody got a little bit of shine, uh, and it was just fun to watch. In quick episodes, it was just really cool. I think I'm gonna watch the rest of the seasons, and I may do another review of it. But I like the conflict between Wolverine and Cyclops early on, and then later on they team up again, and Cyclops says something like, "I'm not leaving anybody behind, not this time," referring to leaving Beast and Morph behind in like the first episode. So it was like cool. You see the conflict between Wolverine and Cyclops. We got a good meme out of that with Wolverine cutting Cyclops and Jean's picture, and it was just think about all the big villains in X-Men, and we got them all with an ending with Sinister watching Jean and Scott. But it's like we got a whole bunch of characters in this one season that they just we some of them we haven't seen on screen in a major movie. So it was just really cool. And my last note, I really watching it again, Professor X is really trash, honestly. Like he's always like 2 steps behind. For a guy who could read minds, he's always behind everything. Like with the Sabretooth thing, not letting Wolverine finish him off or getting rid of him. Wolverine gets hurt. It's just like he's always like, oh man, I had a chance to prevent it, but I didn't. Oh man, I had a chance to do this, but I didn't. He sucks, honestly. But overall, season 1 of X-Men, it still holds up for me. It still made me laugh, and it was good to see a couple of things again, like the faded colors and everything like that. But I would love to see them do another animated series of X-Men with just a little bit more direction. They didn't really seem like they had a direction they wanted to go to, because it was just here's Magneto, okay, here's Juggernaut, okay, here's Apocalypse for 2 episodes. Everything was like 2 episodes, and it was all over the place, but it was still fun to see. But what did you think of X-Men season 1? Just season 1, because it just season 2 and stuff like that are they go in a whole nother direction and everything, and with the Phoenix and Sinister and Morph coming back. But season 1, what did you think of it? Let me know in the comments. And if you have any other like old stuff you want me to watch, let me know. Deuces.